Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paul Sharma. So this is my vlog number 6 exploring Jaipur. So today I'm going to explore the
अल्बर्ट म्यूजियम।
So if you like my video, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So let's go inside. Jaipur's cultural beauty is well expressed in architecture and art forms. One of the best ways to enjoy the culture is museum. The best of all museums is Albert Hall Museum. This museum provides exclusive collection of artifacts, objects and other art forms.
Now we are going to take entry inside the Albert Museum.
The building of Albert Hall Museum was built in 1876 as a concert hall. The museum gets its name from the Victorian and Albert Museum of London because of the similarity of architecture. The foundation of the building started in 1876 when Prince of Wales visited Jaipur. The visiting time was all days of the week 9 am to 5 pm and the entry fee was 50 rupees per person Indian and 300 for foreigners.
I'm going inside the Albert Museum. Guys, यहाँ पे मास्क लगाए बिना एंट्री मना है. So I'm going to enter Albert
Museum, built in the year 1876, lies within the Ram Niwas Garden, Jaipur, and the oldest one in the state of Rajasthan. Bordered by verdant gardens, the museum is a sight to behold for travelers flocking to Jaipur from all over the world. This museum galleries feature numerous works of art and antique items including marble art, antique coins, Egyptian mummy, carpets and pottery. You can also see varied paintings, portraits, woodwork, brassware and sculptures on display. The Albert Hall, Jaipur was designed by a British architect, Sir Samuel Swinton Jacob, who combined India Islamic architecture with Neo-Gothic that was fashionable in the Victorian era. The Persian garden carpet is the superlative example of stunning Persian carpets around the world. Bought during the times of Mirza Raja Jai Singh I, the rare carpet represents a scene of a Persian garden. The work of art has 4 parts and numerous subsections. It was important for Maharaja Ram Singh to have the prince visit Jaipur as this would strengthen ties to the British royal court. The other extravagance that the Maharaja performed was ensuring the city was painted pink as a sign of welcoming, and his tradition continues through today. This gallery also houses circular carpets as well as doormats representing flowery and Mughal patterns. You can see Chinese animals are depicted on this carpet. Albert Hall Museum is named in honor of Prince Albert of Britain, Queen Victoria's husband, and was constructed to entice him to visit Jaipur during his 1876 tour of the Indian subcontinent. In 1881, the museum was at its prime beauty, and people from across the country visited this museum to buy or enjoy handicraft, artwork, and other masterpieces. The king of Jaipur, Maharaja Savai Madhu Singh II, suggested to use it as a museum for industrial arts. Later, the hall was used for displaying masterpieces of local artisans. This revival style architecture was used by the British in India during the 19th century and was mostly used for government and public buildings. The museum is one of the many buildings that define the Indian architectural hemisphere because of its Mughal Gothic style architecture. With stylish and beautiful decorative elements, this museum is a classic example of architectural finesse of that time. Complete with brown and beige tinged stone exteriors, spalding garden, and lined with murals and Persian paintings within, this museum is a treat for sore eyes. The museum rightfully boasts of 16 galleries within the premises that showcase antiques and heritage artifacts that have either been gifted or belong to the royal family of Jaipur. After a lot of brainstorming, it was the suggestion of Dr. Thomas Halbin Hadley, then the resident surgeon, to utilize this space to display the craftsmanship of local artisans, a thought that created interest in Savai Madhu Singh II 1880 led to now gorgeous construction of museum industrial arts of the locals. You can also admire the different types of figures and sculptures that line the museum rooms, each made of clay, metal, silver, brass, copper, bronze, marble, etc., with delicate designs and shapes. The decorative and stylish components of this museum are one of the classic examples of architectural elegance and fineness of that period. rightfully boasts of 16 galleries within the premises that showcase antiques and heritage artifacts that have either been gifted or belong to the royal family of Jaipur. One of the striking features of Albert Museum is its galleries displaying work of art, treasures, and antiques belonging to the 19th century. Famous blue pottery of Jaipur can be seen regally displayed in cases in the museum, with absolutely stunning pieces of cutlery and vases. The pottery items are a must visit. Each piece is unique and designed distinctly different from the other. The Pride of Jaipur Albert Hall Museum is a true representation of Indo-Saracenic style of architecture and design. It gives travelers a glimpse of the designs that were created by hand by local craftsmen, even replicas of different sculptures. Take a look at the beautiful glazed pottery, terracotta balls and posts that boast of mark shape and color. From Rajasthani style designs to Arabic influences, there is a different world stored right here. This section holds pottery and related artworks of the 19th century. This collection includes glazed pottery of Delhi region, Singh region and Multan, unglazed pottery of Bikaner and Hyderabad, and the iconic blue pottery of Jaipur. You can see many sculptures also there. This gallery holds a large collection of statues from 4th century to recent times. You can find black stone sculptures of Yakshi made in 4th century AD, stone statues of Hindu gods and much more. You can find statues of varying styles, region and time period in this collection. This gallery is called Arms and Armor. This gallery holds the weapons and armors used by Rajputs, Mughals, Turkish and Hyderabadis. This collection includes spears, arrows, bows, warrior helmets, sword, tiger knives, and others. The weapons on display in this gallery belongs mostly to the medieval and modern periods. Firearms like pistols and revolvers displayed here were gifted by the erstwhile rulers of Bharatpur. Other weapons on display were generally used by the rulers and army of Jaipur and were either made locally or imported from Iran and Europe, due to which some of them have Persian names and others English. Collection reveals a mine of information about metals, gunpowders, the uses of weapons, and designs of medieval arms. They also reveal the artistic skills and craftsmanship of artisans who prepared them. Embellishing their handles, hilts, and scarboards with fine artwork using a variety of techniques like koftakari and tarkashi inlay work. This is the one of the best museum in Rajasthan I have ever seen. The building itself is a wonderful depiction of Indo-Saracenic architecture. The museum has a huge collection of ancient times, a must visit for the art lover. It's one of the best museum with best architecture. A lot of there is in the museum related to history and everything. A history lover must visit it. The museum was famous for its architectural beauty since its inauguration. The corridors of the museum hold numerous mural paintings, Persian paintings, and others. Every part of the museum emulates a tale of the yesteryear, giving us a glimpse of a time when machines were not used to carve the most gorgeous designs. Get an aphrodisiac feel of culture and heritage, all encompassed carefully at Albert Hall Museum in Jaipur. Known for its sombre collection of artifacts and a history as rich as the state itself, the Albert Hall Museum holds to be treat to yearning eyes. Gallery holds large coin collection of 11th century and before. See a wide range of coins used by Mughals and Britishers. Punch-marked coins remain considered to be the earliest in the history of coins. You will be able to see many Mughal period coins belonging to Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, and Aurangzeb's region. It is interesting to see the evolution of currency. You can find punch marked coil, Delhi coins, British India coins, ancient Indian coins, Guptan region coins, Mughal coins, and others. Albert Hall became a center for giving knowledge of history of civilizations. It also enabled inspiring artisans to enhance their skills and preserving and developing traditional Indian arts, crafts, and architectural forms. The decorative and stylish components of this museum are one of the classic examples of architectural elegance and fineness of that period. Foundation stone of Albert Hall was laid during the visit of the Prince of Wales to Jaipur in the year 1876. Till then, it was not determined what use the hall would be put to. Many suggestions were given it to use it for culture or educational use or as a town hall, but in the year 1880, Maharaja Sawai Madhusik II approved a suggestion by Dr. Thomas Holbein Henley, resident surgeon, to open it as a museum of industrial arts in order to display products of the local craftsmen. The museum also houses some of the best fineries, especially ceremonial dresses worn by the royal family members. Albert Hall soon became the central stage for teaching the history of different civilizations. The museum inspired artisans to hone their artistic skills as well as preserve traditional art, architecture, and craft form of India. Museum is a must visit for the history buffs. The Indo-Saracenic style domes and elaborately engraved arches built of sandstone are sure to leave you awestruck. When it comes to the architecture of the museum, the Egyptian mummy is a feast of travelers' eyes as well as history. The main surprise was Egyptian mummy. There was Egyptian artifacts and we could see Egyptian mummy there. I guess it was the only museum in India which has an Egyptian mummy. The mummy was first brought to India in 1883 for an exhibition in Jaipur as a gift by Burjaj Bey, the curator of the Museum of Sero, to Sawai Ishwar Singh, the ruler of Jaipur at the time. This mummy was kept in this museum. This mummy was 2300 years old. The music instrument gallery has ancient Indian musical instruments like Shehnai, Dhap, Pungi, Ravan, Hatha, etc. can see some of the best exhibits of the 19th century sculptures designed by the artisans of Jaipur in the Art Gallery of Albert Hall. This museum takes on a whole new appearance as the night falls and the entire building glows with yellow lights, which looks extremely elegant. You can relax in the gardens with the remarkable view of Albert Hall in the backdrop. So, undoubtedly, a great place to get a glimpse into the history and ancient culture of India. In the jewelry gallery, you can see all the inexpensive ornaments worn by the peasants in the 19th century. They were usually made of silver and brass. Some of the objects you can see are anklets, rings, hairpins, bracelets, and necklaces. This is a collection of jewelry of the royal family, elite class, as well as peasants. You can see waist belts, rings, earrings, ear studs, foods, and ornaments also. The museum has 16 galleries in total, and one gallery is declared Gallery of the Month. The museum has a design quite similar to the Victoria and Albert Museum in London. Depicting a new Jaipur city progressing into a contemporary age, this museum is the epitome of the rich history and culture of India.
So guys, हमने घूम लिया है पूरा म्यूजियम. So now we are going back. See you. Bye.
Commonly called as Albert Hall Museum, Government Central Museum is among famous places to see in Jaipur. Visit it to examine a collection of local kings' portraits, artifacts, handicrafts, and paintings of the glorious part of the city and the royal families. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more videos, hit the subscribe button, and if you have something to say, please leave a comment. Thank you guys.